Hi everyone, it's Velka and you're watching another movie of the week, and the movie of this week was Dude from 2018. So you haven't watched it, watch it now. If you're new to movie of the week is I talk about a movie here. You guys comment below your thoughts, and in 2026 we're doing the alphabet twice. So this is our D movie, Dude. Also, I said in some other videos, my boyfriend recently got me this mic. So I'm talking into it. I need to learn how to clip it on because this is annoying to hold. But this is what we're dealing with right now. So this is my second time watching this movie. I feel like I liked it a little bit better the first time, but I also feel like I liked it a little bit better than people. But then reading what people said online is making me question things, which I think is pretty normal when things, you have your own perspective and opinion on things, and then you hear other people's perspectives and opinions, and it changes your perspective and opinion. I don't know if it, fully changes everything, but it changes. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I'm making sense. Basically, this was directed by a woman, but then a lot of comments were like, how is this written by a woman? And I think what I like about this movie is the way the story is told, not necessarily the story. I feel like the story is something you've seen in other stories, and I feel like different people would have different ways of telling this story. And like, I really like, for example, I really am starting to like Sofia Coppola and Sofia Coppola's movies and how she tells movies and how she directs the movies. And I find those like, that's kind of, I don't know, my style. Like, I don't know my directing style, but it's like my vibe. I liked watching that. And I think like if you gave this movie to like five directors, they would have five different movies. And so I think what I liked is the way it was told, because basically the story is these four friends, and one of them, her brother dies, and one of the friends is also in love with the brother. And so then it's a little bit coming of age, because it's about them about to graduate college and go into their lives, and how they're dealing with everything in their separation with their lives. And so it's a very simple story in a way, but then the way it's told, because I feel like what I like about it is not everything is, I don't know, there's a specific term for it, but I'm forgetting it. Not everything's like clear, like upfront. Like sometimes in movies they're like, this is my dad, this is my mom, and they have to explain every detail, and they say it over and over because the people are not paying attention, or it just has to be overly explained. It's like you're giving so much detail. Like I learned that in my screening classes is like you show it in other ways. You don't just say like, this is my mom. Like you show it and maybe like the way you're acting. I don't know. So that's what I really liked about this movie, is it wasn't like so clear, like this is me, this is whatever, this is the situation. You had to like watch it and learn the different relationships of the people and understand where they are. Like you had to be engaged to get it. And like also, the scenes, how the scenes were cut in between scenes, it wasn't like, a full scene, whatever. It kind of was like a little bit smoother. Like it kind of like takes you, like, not exactly takes you through life, but it's just like the transformation. It was a little bit, and I feel like that way is a little bit quicker too than what, let's say commercialized movies do. So you're like more engaged with it in a way. I do feel like some things about this was not realistic, and I did see comments about that. I mean, the partying and the weed, like I was a little bit of a goody good girl in high school, so obviously I wasn't involved with the people who were doing that. But I think the people who were doing it wasn't even at the extent. Like I feel like it was very heavily exaggerated what they were doing, and like the weed and that influence was like a lot more. And then kind of those elements, like I think it was a little bit exaggerated. There was that scene where Lucy Hale is raped, which I think my first time watching it, I think it kind of goes over your head because it happens so quick, and you're like not realizing what happens, and it's something, like she's telling him to get off, but he doesn't get off. But then it's like it's not for so long. So I think it's something I didn't even realize my first time, but this time it's like, and then it's not fully like, technically it's a rape scene, and like, you see how it does affect her, but then they're not talked about, and she never like says what happens to her, which like I understand that's kind of the way that it's the flow of the direction that like works with like how the story goes out, but it's something that is so heavy that it's like this is something that happens to a lot of people, and I think a lot of people question like, was I just raped, kind of like how she was questioning it. And I think it's important for it to be talked about. So there was that element. It was an amazing cast, which is crazy. It's amazing cast. And I don't know, it kind of gave me a little bit of a Spring Breakers vibe. It's been so long since I watched Spring Breakers, but it's like kind of that like amazing cast movie where they're just like kind of being crazy. I don't know, I was kind of getting that vibe a little bit. I love the comments where like, Lucy Hale could be a teenager forever. But yeah, I think in a way, like maybe I need to see movies by this director because I think I like the directing. I don't know if the story is really for me, but I think it does fall under the coming of age and like that time when you're like about to graduate high school and the uncertainty of your friendships and your future and what you're doing with your life. So I think there's importance there. And then the movie we're doing for next week is Equals from, oh my God, I just looked it up. 2017. Does that even make sense? I just looked it up. It's the Kristen whatever Equals. You guys know what I'm talking about. Anyway, so comment below your thoughts about Dude and watch Equals for next week. Thank you guys for watching. Like, subscribe, and bye.